Down 2-0 to Atletico Madrid on aggregate, Barcelona's Champions League survival required a flawless performance. In exactly 24 minutes, they completely erased that deficit. This early lead was the start of a deliberate tactical trap. Diego Simeone allowed Barcelona to execute their master plan, specifically so he could weaponize it against them. Hit subscribe to see how Simeone turned Flick's aggression into Barcelona's greatest weakness. Entering this second leg, Barcelona manager Hansi Flick had a clear mandate: suffocate Atletico with overwhelming aggression. To execute this, Flick deployed a relentless player-for-player press. Every single Barcelona player aggressively shadowed a specific Atletico opponent, intentionally stripping away space across the entire pitch. This extreme pressure yielded immediate results. Within 4 minutes, it forced a critical turnover from Clement Lenglet deep in his own half, leaving Lamine Yamal to brilliantly slide the opening goal between the keeper's legs. 20 minutes later, Ferran Torres doubled the lead with a clinical finish. Barcelona had dictated the tempo and taken total control of the tie. Flick's high-risk, high-reward strategy had systematically dismantled Atletico's initial setup. The crowd was deafening, and a dramatic European triumph felt completely assured. Rather than panicking under this suffocating pressure, Diego Simeone made a highly calculated structural adjustment during his team's deep build-up phases. He tasked captain Koke to drop deep, forming a temporary back three. Committed to a strict man-to-man press, Barcelona followed, stretching horizontally. This lateral pull opened massive central lanes and a 3 versus 2 advantage, allowing Atletico to cleanly bypass the trap. With Koke dropping, Atletico's fullbacks pushed much higher up the wings, effectively pinning Barcelona's wide attackers into deep defensive positions. Simeone relied on mathematical structural shifts to stretch Barcelona's defensive shape until it reached its absolute breaking point. Here lies the fatal flaw of a rigid man-to-man system. When every defender is tightly locked to an assignment, a single successful sequence causes the entire structural integrity to collapse. Atletico actively baited this exact vulnerability. They initiated their build-up by circulating the ball slowly, deliberately inviting Barcelona's high line to commit fully forward. Once Barcelona stepped high, Atletico rapidly accelerated the tempo. Using sharp, one-touch passing combinations, they instantly shattered multiple lines of central pressure at once. With Barcelona's players dragged completely out of their natural positions, massive voids appeared out wide. Marcos Llorente found space, looked up, and delivered a perfectly weighted pass into the right channel. Ademola Lookman surged into that vacant space, exploiting the disorganized backline to deliver a clinical finish that swung the aggregate momentum permanently in Atletico's favor. This chart highlights the final tactical contrast of the match. On the left, Barcelona desperately pushed 5 attackers high to form an aggressive 3-2-4-1. On the right, Simeone choked the central spaces with an impenetrable 5-4-1 defensive block. The exact man-to-man intensity that fueled Barcelona's electric start became the very mechanism Simeone manipulated to dismantle them. As the second half wore on, Barcelona's physical and emotional reserves drained. They repeatedly failed to penetrate Atletico's deep block, running out of ideas and running out of steam. With 10 minutes remaining, the defensive structure completely broke down. Eric Garcia committed a desperate last-man foul, earning a straight red card and reducing his team to 10 men. In the 98th minute, one final opportunity fell to Ronald Araujo. Positioned just yards from the goal, he nodded a header over the bar, sealing the agonizing defeat on the pitch. But the failure on the grass immediately triggered a wave of political chaos off it. Club president Joan Laporta lodged a formal complaint to UEFA, citing controversial decisions by referee Istvan Kovacs in the first leg. UEFA's disciplinary committee swiftly declared the protest inadmissible. Disciplinary actions are now looming over the players as well. Brazilian winger Rafinha faces a potential Champions League suspension after making undisciplined remarks toward the match officials and gestures toward the Atletico fans. While aggressive, proactive tactics produce some of the most breathtaking moments in the sport, elite knockout football is a game of margins. Survival depends on which manager can best identify, bait, and weaponize their opponent's hidden structural vulnerabilities.